Hello and welcome to episode 533 of the Awesome Comics Podcast, the place where the small press makes one hell of a big noise. My name is Vince Hunt, and joining me, as always, is the artist and creator of the epic webcomic series Vanguard, Dan Butcher.
Hello.
And a man who... Wait, he looks different this week. Tony Esmond looks different this week, doesn't he, Dan? What do you think it is? Do you think... Is it a new conditioner?
Slightly changed situ, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm in a different room.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did you situ? Hasn't
Yes.
he?
He's been weird tonight, I'll tell you now.
Yeah, Dan is on one. It's probably because he's full of Haribo and excitement.
Well, we're recording an hour early, so
we are, yeah.
Energy's up.
Look, you lot could never be in the magic circle, could you?
No.
No one would ever know that. No one.
That was a big trick of Paul Daniels, recording podcasts an hour early.
Yeah.
Different energy.
Yeah. Have you listened to
Devin
Paul
McGee
Daniels?
still would. Devin McGee still would.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway.
Dan, you normally back me up, you fucking bastard.
It's magic.
It's magic. It's magic. Also magic is a friend of the show joining us again this week.
Yeah.
Jumping in to help us is the mind behind such titles as Omega Black, Monkey Witness, Ricky Rictus. He is an artist, writer, comic lover, and all-round good egg. Welcome back, Zack Cahill.
Hello.
Hey,
man.
Zack.
Good to have you on. Thanks for stepping in.
Yeah,
No problem. I feel like I'm smashing down through the skylight like the SAS or something. Called in last minute.
Like a sexy female agent.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think you could do a superhero landing? I don't think I could now because I think my knees are buggered. Do you
I'm
know what I mean?
42. I reckon I've still got the knees for it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can just about manage, yeah.
Really?
That's the good thing about Zach's heroes or heroines is that they take the stairs and not the lift.
That's very true. That's true.
Thank you. Yeah.
Call back.
Yep. We don't throw this shit together.
Yeah. Oh no! It's not like we make this up as we go along. He looks at
What?
We do.
No, yeah, we totally do. What we're doing this week is just a whole load of comic talk. Some interesting, the stuff that you lovely listeners will never hear. The controversial opinions that happen 5 seconds before the green light goes on and we press record. But perhaps that'll come back around. We'll see. But
what was that thing that Dan ruined me about earlier? I took the piss out of him and he doubled down, ruined me. What was that thing earlier?
It could be anything. Dan he's a master of comedic timing, aren't you, Dan?
I accused you of come on, Dan, let's have a bit of Jeeves and Worcester. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. You told this the most horrendous story about a sex act being committed on someone, and I used a rude word, and I was one being admonished. It was
We'll
like
come back around to that.
potato salad, spoons being struck on a man's member, and I was like, fucking hell.
It's just...
We'll come back to it. Sorry, Vince.
No, we won't. I mean, it's an.
You know
awful
you are
use of-
because I've told you already.
Oh, all right.
Well, we're kind of like taking that kind of slant already about knobs and etc. Did you see
Are
that thing
we?
from Kickstarter?
To the right or to the left? Which kind of
They're
slant?
doing a
Sorry, come.
Kickstarter introducing After Dark, this is from their newsletter. There's a growing corner of the Kickstarter universe that bold, provocative, and profoundly not safe for work. It's been that way for a long time. Virtually every single comic.
What?
So did you say there was a corner of the Kickstarter universe?
Yeah,
That doesn't have porn on it.
God,
yeah.
not another universe. We've got another one. We've got enough of that.
It says
Multiverse.
from steamy romance novels and nude art books to sex tech and comics with spicy alt covers.
Oh, sex tech. Is that like
What
sex
the fuck?
toys and things?
Yeah. Someone
Sex
I won't
tech.
name sent
Sex
me a
Tech
link
sounds
to
like a book title in itself.
It was like a kind of
William Shatner's sex tech.
I was thinking, was that the Tech Wars was about?
Yeah.
tech
That was
wars.
the fifth Tech Lodge novel.
The dildos
got
are attacking.
It says you got with spicy alt covers, and in brackets we're talking real hot pepper emoji.
Jesus.
What does that fucking mean?
You're just
know.
reading out.
Yeah,
emoji.
I can understand
I
if
thought
it
what
was
he
like
was
a kind
saying.
of
With this,
if it's like a
listeners, you can't see this dead. There's just no emotion in his face as he says
Hot
it.
pepper, hot pepper, hot pepper.
if it was the old
Emoji.
kumquat with like the water splash. I know what we're talking about.
Oh,
But
what
like
the hand
that,
in the water splash? Yeah.
Yeah. So it says these projects are
That'd be
pushing
crude,
creative
though, surely.
boundaries,
Yeah, it would be
telling
crude.
raw stories, and finding eager backers along the way. So we figured, why not give them their own stage?
Eager what?
Kickstart after
Backdoors.
The Kickstarter After Dark newsletter is your destination for our most revealing projects. Sign up today and explore creativity without limits.
Wow,
Daniel,
so
if you were
asking-
the sort of person, if you're the sort of person who would make those sort of pornographic comics,
Yeah.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
Would you put them on there? Would you be brave and I'm going to try out this new part of the platform? Would you go over that?
I don't know if it's new or it's just the newsletter's kind of pointing it out.
Oh.
Because
Or is it a
one
point
thing
of
I
like
find-
they're going to put one corner for the filth, so they can easily
Maybe.
just put a sticker and a banner on it, and therefore, if anyone complains about it, they can say, "Well, you walked into the wrong bit of the shop."
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
Behind
Maybe.
it's a beaded curtain, isn't it? If we're going to get
Yeah.
Let's face it, us comics people, if we could put our comics on Pornhub, we would. You know what I mean? It's just
I mean, it's kind of
Wouldn't make
bold
no
of
money.
Kickstarter to make this choice because it is very hard to find pornographic and nude materials on Kickstarter.
I know.
yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's,
Some of them,
yeah,
isn't it?
difficult.
more of a
Yeah,
safe
yeah.
space, isn't it? And,
Yeah. It does.
But I don't think people will go on there. I think people would just rather put it in the general population rather
But
than
will
putting
they?
it in a
will
little...
they have to? Is it a choice thing, or is
But
it
this
just, or
only
is it you'll
indicates
make
it's,
this
it's
sort
a
of stuff?
newsletter. It's a newsletter that maybe just highlights the more risque stuff that's on there.
Okay, and you
But
subscribe.
that is
yeah?
most of it, right? I mean, that
yeah,
is
that's
most
loads
of
of it. It's fucking
Yeah.
loads of it.
You
Yeah.
subscribe though, right?
Obviously.
Right, I thought so.
Maybe we should back
For
something on there to see
journalistic
how it comes out.
purposes, Dan's gonna.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing's. I've not received anything from Kickstarter as of yet.
Serious speak though, could it be because of the new laws in the UK about adult material?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, because that's
But they
why
don't-
that's why I need to get a VPN. Dan keeps telling me get a VPN.
Mm.
Yeah,
Get back to getting on it.
What's that? What is
you-
that
you-
visible panty? What's the N stand for?
Visible Panty Network.
I got on both.
Uh,
Oh dear.
But like, you don't actually see anything risque on Kickstarter. There's no. They sell risque items.
There's an
but
awful lot of
nothing-
black boxes
Yeah, the campaigns
Right.
are like
for the
not-
for the alternate
Yeah.
covers. Do you know, I tell you what, it's a market though, isn't it? For what I see with so many titles that we usually lambast on this show, that there's just nothing to them. But it's usually that you go to a Kickstarter page and you see the same thing. You know, you see the cover, and there's like 20 variant covers of like, varying degrees of
There's a
filth.
strong collector mentality. Like they want
Yeah, I
all the
guess.
covers. And they get like there'll be
I just
a pack. for all the
okay. Let's get
covers.
into the psychology. Why?
It's weird. It's weird.
I don't
Take
know,
your,
man.
your 10 grot variants.
And
Like,
they're not,
Yeah.
and
why,
they're not,
why'd you need
not
that?
cheap. I mean, I got
No,
10.
they're not cheap.
No,
Well, like I said the other week, if you want to do a kind of a nude variant cover to get your comic over the line, to fund it, I ain't got no problem with that, man. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah,
but
as long as
I
you get
mean,
your
we
comic made.
say whatever works, but does that influence how people look at your comic? Do you know what I mean? Just say you poured your heart and soul into this story that isn't necessarily meant to be that sort of book, but
I
that
suppose-
sort of marketing ploy is used to sell it. How would you feel about that?
I suppose it's like, do we treat the narrative that appears in Vampirella as the same as what we do in a Fantagraphics book? We probably
Exactly.
don't, do we? It
No.
could be as good, but I don't know.
If you're-
but I mean,
if you're
you're
going-
not a stranger to nudity, Zach. What do you think?
No, it's all
Not
it's all
yourself,
the
obviously.
yeah. Well, enough about my weekends. No, it's like I think it's all about the execution, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I love those Gun Honey books. I think they're great. You know those the Charles Adley, and that's just like crime comics with a sexy girl, and they
Which
do
is
all
what
those.
Pulp's always done. But I mean, Pulp's-
Exactly.
yeah.
But they're actually well executed and well drawn, and they're fun, and it also has the sort of TNA, and they do all the variant covers. But the material itself is actually quite good at its core, and they're just leaning into the silliness and the fun of it. I think that's good, but just most of the stuff on Kickstarter is just fucking dreck. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it
like you
seems
said,
seemingly some of that direct does well financially, which I know
Yeah.
is no measuring
Yeah.
stick that we use
Yeah.
here.
If-
But
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a book where you want to be considered like for the Guardian graphic novel of the year, you wouldn't put a fucking nude variant cover on it. Do you know what I mean? But
I
Posey
think they
Simmons.
should think about it.
Posey Simmons
Yeah.
isn't doing
Yeah.
it.
yeah, yeah. Tilly Walden's new book, Vag.
20 different variant collectible covers.
I'd like to say we like Tilly and she's been on the show. So
Yes,
this is all right.
yes,
But yeah,
lovely.
yeah, that would be my silly example. But yeah.
But yeah, like the kind of the Gun Bunnies example, man. If you can sell the variant cover, make a few extra quid on it, man, whatever.
There's been like some writers sort of delving into that sort of the saucy books, should we say? beyond the variant cover now. I'm talking, and so much so that like the other books that they started with, they do okay. They've done okay on Kickstarter. They tried this Saucy book and it's done really well. And now it seems like, and I backed one of their older books. I'm not gonna name names here. I backed one of their older books, and I always get several covers. No, but they've changed the sort of books that they do now. So, and of course, because it's Kickstarter, you get the emails, don't you? You get the I need to switch off that notification.
Mate, you got to mute them. You can go to each company and mute each book.
Right.
Mute,
okay.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, what I really want is an email from someone who had a book out 10 years ago, telling me about constantly emailing.
So when that happens and it's like a different sort of book now, I'm like, what? It's quite surprising that when you have someone that goes from like a crime book, but now because this corner of the market, I don't think will ever be unpopular, will it? Because sex sells.
It's gone away.
Yeah,
that's what
I was
feel like.
There was a woman on the. I was flying back to England this morning from Ireland, and there was a woman 2 rows up from me, like a completely normal-looking young woman on her phone, reading one of them, Infinite Scroll comics. That was just 2 anime men just going at it, and it was just pages and pages of men shagging each other. And she just looked like a fair, normal, respectable young woman reading her Filth. So it's it's very popular.
It fucking sells,
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of the book?
But I think he's kind of been driven that creative you talked about. Maybe the sales thing of like giving if he's approaching it like a business and he wants to make money making comics, and the Rudy Nudie stuff is bringing in the money.
Yeah.
He's good.
That's
it goes back again to why we make them, isn't it?
Yeah,
it goes
totally.
back to that.
And that whole this is a success, so I'm going to keep making this. I mean, if they enjoy it, then there's absolutely nothing. If they're just
it's when it's done cynically, right? Like there's all this, there's loads of stuff on Global Comics now that is clearly just AI generated. Naked women, and there's just no.
Yeah, we just mentioned one before you came on, actually, Zach.
It's totally artless, and obnoxious, and that's very different.
You mentioned it. I can't remember. It's like TNA something. Tasha and Anisha.
Oh, that one, yeah. The
I
one I
saw
put in
that.
the blog this week, yeah.
And
it's a real woman's face, though, isn't it? Isn't it that woman who's in Mutant X? Isn't that her face?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I only clicked on it and scanned through a few pages. Like, this is fucking
it's horrific.
Like you said, artless.
Then he had a cigarette and
he read it with his phone in one hand.
He got a couple of pages in, and then he had a cigarette and a nap.
I don't know if you know this. There's 27 bones in your hand. Did you know that?
Driving at the time.
Driving. No, you never have.
No.
That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
That's why Teslas are great.
In the hand.
There's 27 bones in your hand and 28 in Dan's when he's bored.
Well, sometimes it gets bored in the cinema and I'm sitting next to another geezer.
Run out of popcorn. Still got the box.
Fucking ruined Shrek the Third.
Cars 2.
Yeah, Marley and Me was a hard wank.
I keeping my ear to the ground. Someone on a Reddit on the comic collab forum said they mentioned AI in their blurb of their comic, and it got rejected outright. And I think they try to be a bit sort of, if you mention AI in your comic, you get it knocked back. But you can look on the
on
comics
Global Comics.
No, Kickstarter.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
You can look at those titles on Kickstarter and some of those covers.
100%.
Yeah.
Of course they are. And you never. And how do you control for it? Like, how do you enforce it?
The thing with Kickstarter is once they start banning them, they start losing revenue, and there's a lot of them, and they start losing a lot of revenue, and the ethics and morals, or whatever you want to call it, go out the window, and they're just stuck with it now.
You've got to be careful though, because if it's just people do not like AI stuff. Like I can't really make that sweeping statement, to be honest. It's a mixed kind of thing about the way that's going to go. I think there's a kind of hardcore like us that you can kind of see how some of the stuff's made, and like the AI stuff's a turn off. But for the average Joe Blow, maybe they don't give a shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, or don't know. They don't know. I've been on Facebook groups like with comic art, and someone's posted up a Batman like walking down the street in the rain. It's like, that's AI generated, and it's like hundreds of upvotes,
Yeah.
saying,
Of course.
I love this.
Of course.
This is great. And it's like,
I was reading a thing. I was listening to a podcast on the way home the other day that said that the national grid in America is going to have to times itself by, is it 3 times in the next 5 years? They'll need 3 times as much energy in the next 5 years, and the majority of that reason is because of AI.
Yeah.
was it,
Google are buying up like swathes and swathes of land that is just going to be like servers
Yeah.
and whatever to power it. Yeah.
And China's been making what do you call it, solar panels with a back door where they can just turn them off.
Yeah.
fucking
That's
hell.
weird as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Also,
We were
you can see
watching
a
that-
picture of like, you know, whatever, Garfield in lingerie. If they show like or
Yeah.
whatever, or please answer this question badly. I'll still have to fact check it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're watching that fucking Landman, and they talk about that. I'm not sure how correct it is, but like how much oil is used
wind
to power
farm.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the wind
Right.
farm's a fucking joke. And it's like, oh man, where's all this fucking stuff coming from? Because there's only so much oil in the well, literally.
Yeah.
Mad.
I think they're missing out on
said,
the opportunity of getting energy from boners. I think that
man, it'd be infinite energy.
yeah, especially after my spoon story.
Wow.
Coming up later, folks.
Just word it differently. For God's sake.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah, so that's interesting, Dan. So are you for it or against it? That new side of Kickstarter?
Well, I think
was
that
it
side's-
Baywatch had a After Dark Baywatch or something, didn't they? Wasn't it Baywatch Nights?
Yeah,
Baywatch
I'm
Nights.
Yeah.
They had Hollyoaks after
After
that.
Dark,
Was
that's
pretty,
right. Yeah,
That was pretty.
wasn't that good? There's no, you know.
There was a geezer got bummed on a fucking car, didn't he?
I don't know what that
wasn't
means. I don't know where we're going with this now. I don't know what's happening.
Geezer got bummed in a car. But just general statements.
Over,
I'm sure it's
over the
happened.
bonnet of a car.
That's all right though. Consensual.
No, it wasn't.
No,
That
it
was
wasn't
the whole,
a consensual.
That was the whole point of it.
Oh,
But-
right.
But
I didn't know.
Hang on. Right. Hang on. I think I'm just going to massively change the subject. Fucking hell. You learn
No, on a
so
car.
much. You learn so much on this show.
Should we go over to convention now?
Yeah. There's another couple of questions I've got later,
Okay.
but Tony of course has been out and about, pounding
Well-
the beat.
Well, I've been pounding it. The thing is, guys, is we don't table half as much as we used to, do we?
Not even half as much.
I don't
I
tell
haven't
you.
fucking tabled in years.
You know, you applied to table recently, Dan, didn't you? You got turned down.
Applied
I
at
hope you don't mind me
MCM,
saying.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't get in.
So I did Bridlington last week. It was a blast. I think you heard me fake say how brilliant it was last week because I hadn't done it by the time we recorded,
Yeah.
but it was in fact
Yeah.
it was in good fun. So the thing is about Andy and Bridlington, go look it up because they give free tables to the small press area. So the small press it's Bridlington Spa. Have you been there, Zach? Bridlington
No, never.
Spa?
No.
No, okay. I thought you might have seen a Jane McDonald concert. She plays there regularly. Yeah, but it's an very old school hall, so it's like ornate ceiling, you know. And there's like a balcony that goes around the hall, and it's not a massive balcony, but there's loads of space to walk, and there's you have the tables against the walls all around the top balcony, so you look down onto the main hall, which was where all the dealer tables were. In fact, some great back issue stalls. One in
Nice.
particular got some great back issues from. And he gives tables out there for free to small press people,
That's great.
which I think is just marvelous. So to quote him, he's saying he's trying to put the comic back in Comic Con, which is something we've fucking moaned about for years, isn't it? So, you know, amount of fucking DeLoreans and Game of Thrones chairs and all this sort of shit. Okay, right, we've kind of accepted now they're going to be there, but have some comics as well, for fuck's sake, you know. So that's what he's doing. So we were up there. I was between Sean Hauser Party and Ian Ashcroft, both doing well. Ian sold loads of art, like the people,
Oh, fantastic.
rightly so. Fucking hell. And thanks to him, he did me a sketch as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
I saw that. That's
But-
great.
Yeah, really good. Up there was also Abby Stabby, so I got her comic from her. She did a little comic. That was her first appearance, and she did in the main hall. There's also a stage, obviously,
Yeah.
and they do interviews on the stage. And she did like a workshop for comics for
Nice
kids
That's
on
cool.
the stage. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. Hello to Abby because I know she's a listener now. After I made a listen,
After that thing we just did.
this will be her favourite show,
Yeah.
no doubt.
If this is your first ever episode, by the way,
So
It's all like
it's like this every fucking week.
So, I mean, to me, it's a long trip. I mean, Dave drove 6 hours to get there. He picked me up on the way, so it's like 4.5 hours for me, and then on the way back, Falpy jumped in with us. So it was a long journey back. We stayed overnight, and then so it's a Sunday con, which is interesting. So we stayed overnight on a Saturday night, went out for drinks with Andy, had a bite to eat, did the convention, drove back Sunday night. So it's not cheap to do it.
No,
we obviously had to stay in an Airbnb or a hotel. I don't make my money back by any stretch around that. I mean, there's 3 of us, so you're talking 250 quid for a hotel, 100 quid for beers, 100 quid for petrol, plus
Food.
printing costs.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way.
It's not a business model, is it?
It's not. It's not. No, for the very small amount of sales we made, but we met an awful lot of nice people, and I got to hang out with my buddies. And Jade Williams, the shop was there, for example. Got to chat to her again.
That's awesome.
There was a Kirby museum stall. We got to chat to that dude. But I do ask myself, why do I do it? And the reason, I've got a reason for doing it, but I just want to throw it out to you guys. I'm not sure, Zach, have you tabled before?
No, never. I'd quite like to, but no, I've never done it. I think now I probably have enough books that I could.
Yeah,
definitely.
But no, that kind of one, Bridlington sounds like the way to go. So I might look at that next year.
It's a bit of a jog for you as well, isn't it? Because you're not far from me, are you? So
yeah,
it's
I'm in Buckinghamshire. So
yeah. So I just wondered, why do we table? I know, Dan, you've thought about you tried to table this year. Why so?
There's a multitude of reasons. One is meeting other creatives and seeing the books out. I mean, you see stuff at cons you won't see anywhere else because that's the only time they pop up. Yeah. But what it's trying to kind of get a bit of an interpersonal connection with potential readers or dare say fans. You don't really bump into too many of them at the cons, but do you know what I mean? Like getting to actually talk to people who buy the kind of comics that you make or have read them and enjoy them. It's
do you think it's a bit of getting out of the bubble that we're in?
Totally. Yeah, you can kind of get a bit of a fresh eyes on the scene and sort of see what's actually happening as opposed to what you think is happening in your head. It's I can't really offer up a commentary on a lot of the small press world and what's on cons because I haven't been out to one in fucking ages.
I think it can be a really advantageous social activity as well. I know I know we're talking about somewhere where you're going to go somewhere and you get a table and you're going to sell books. You're essentially a trader for the day. In its own way, but I think it's very much there are people who table at sort of conventions that we've met as well as and some of them are listeners possibly. They just don't get any other time to sort of see many people. Like some people come from the middle of nowhere and you see them table at the con and it's a valuable social moment. I think like that when we've tabled back in the day. It's just meeting people and talking to people.
It's such a niche thing, isn't it? It's such a niche little hobby that you do on your own. It's like a solitary little thing, just you thinking up ideas in your room. Like to get to meet people who also do it and talk about this weird, the niche things that go into like creating a comic. I think it's that's the only interest I have in going to something like this. I don't really give a shit about selling anything.
Yeah, mate, we're the same. I think the problem with us is we're very much not into the whole holding your book out for people to look at. We spend all our time larking about.
Yeah.
How many people do you see there like that? How many people do you feel go to these things and they really are approaching it like a business?
Occasionally you do. I don't think anyone at Bridlington was like that. I think everyone was pretty much just there about the form and with their family or they're with friends and
sometimes like I like a nice table setup. But sometimes a table setup that looks almost too like a shop. Those sort of people are there to sell and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell.
To be fair, I don't. Even though I don't go there, haven't been to cons to do the sell stuff. I can't really knock people that want to be like that. Like, if you want to do that and make
exactly. I mean that's another part of it, isn't it, Dan? Like we are making comics and we want people to read them. So things like that can be an essential.
I think it gets to the point. I think it's fine. What you're saying there is fine up until a moment when they start pushing the comic on someone who really doesn't want it. And then they sell them it. And let's face it, there's a lot of people at these conventions who they're not very outgoing people. They will just feel pushed into doing stuff, and they
Yeah. Yeah. Those sort of people, that the hard sellers, they're unappealing to me.
Well, I guess it goes to predatory, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
crosses the line into that. It's like,
but
as long as I get the sale, everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
Which
on the other side of it, when the nicer people, you create a comic and you put it out there, and of course, if you're just selling it on the internet, you have the entire internet as a competitor. Do you know what I mean? So you are floating in the ocean in the middle of nowhere. And so the people that buy it, it's lucky. But like when you're at a convention and you've got a little table to yourself, and you can see people that possibly share an interest to you, or might pick up this book for their kids or someone they know, and sometimes, like when you're at a convention, and it is tiring, and it is sometimes if you sometimes in the checklist you're thinking about how many you've sold, and I'm not talking about going gangbusters, but if you go to a convention and you don't sell anything, that's naturally that does have an effect, because it has that sort of like, does no one care about what I'm doing? And if you've got a table at a convention, there's a certain element of, hopefully people will like and care about what I'm doing. No matter what your book is, no matter what it is, it could be filth, it could be fun, it could be
I think
whatever.
the younger kids, definitely, you can see that, and I that's why I always speak to them and sometimes buy it. I think the older you get, you're less worried you are about what people think about your comic.
Yeah, but you want people to have your comic, because if you don't care at all, then why have a table?
Yeah, there is that, but there's the social side of things. Rather than, I haven't tried to sell a comic in years, apart from when I worked for Nobrow. But yeah, I think the younger kids, definitely, they want to. I think as much sharing them as selling them. Yeah, I'm going to say. Yeah.
I guess it is easy to sort of take the no one's buying the comic as a kind of a rejection of what you're doing, even though it isn't that. Yeah, it's just
see some of the. It's like TV and music though. See some of the cat that sells.
Yeah,
you shouldn't worry about it.
Yeah,
I know you do, but you shouldn't feel it. I think that would be my advice.
Because I think when you create any kind of art, or whether it be writing or art, whatever you're doing in terms of comics, it's such a personal journey, and it's so close to you. So if you've had a bad convention experience where you think like no one cares, it's an anomaly. It's just don't you try. It's hard not to, because I think naturally, it's gotten to me in the past.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you about that, V, because I know I'm going to say your last tabling experience was MCM, which I know you two have hit, infamously not had a good time.
Did we do Thought Bubble after that? I think we did Thought Bubble after that, because MCM was pre-vid, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
Ah, right. Yeah, of course it was.
Thought Bubble was the last.
Then we did Thought Bubble mid-vid, didn't we?
The Thought Bubble was such an anomaly, that con. I've never been to a con like it, or before it since that. It was
in what way, Dan?
Very odd. Well, the fact that there was a real uncertainty about everything because of what was going on. Everyone had to wear masks. It was just that whole sensation, whole period of time. It was odd.
Do you remember the two people next to us didn't turn up, so we had like this extra long table?
Yeah. Which was just both a boon and a sort of like we shouldn't. I think we shouldn't have had that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was nice of them to offer.
Sat on my knee.
It was nice of them to offer, but it was almost like we had too much space for what we had. I think
we did, didn't we? Yeah.
To be fair, it was a really good con. I really enjoyed it. It was just a real. I found it to be a bit of an oddity.
And it was talking and being social all the time.
Yeah.
You do get a sore throat, don't you? I had a sore throat on Monday from coming back from Bridlington. It was.
So if you're going to make those sort of big trips, whether it be to like a Thought Bubble or Bridlington or wherever, because like there's a lot of shows down south that a lot of people up north. It's anything 4+ hours.
Scotland, yeah.
Just think about what you want to get from it. I would say that if you're thinking about just sales, maybe go closer to home. It's got to be more than just the sales if you're going to travel 3+ hours to get somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to ask that. What makes a successful one for you then? How would you guys define a successful tabling experience?
That's a big question, isn't it? Because I don't think with certain cons, and if you counter in how much the books cost to print as well, I think it's very rare you'll make a profit.
I've never done like a spreadsheet or I haven't done anything like that. Like when I've had printed books, And when I've tallied things up, I've literally only tallied what books did I have there, how many did I sell on the day, sort of thing. I never factor in what it took to print them all, blah blah blah, because that was done. So it's literally a day by day basis sort of thing. I think because I haven't done it in a while, I think looking back on it now, some of the best times were those social interactions. We met just some of the loveliest people, just the nicest people.
Some of the funniest times we had was famously at that London Super Comic Con, where we didn't.
It was fucking great.
There was no customers, and we just had a laugh.
Sausage.
Yeah.
But you meet great artists. You can talk to people. You can interact, and because this is a hobby that we're choosing to get involved in and make something more than a hobby, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're treating it as a hobby, not a business, I guess. Yeah.
So do you think that if that's probably a lot of people's attitudes, right, is kind of going for the hobby aspect and meeting people and interactions. So is the professional slick side of small press, is that the domain of like Kickstarter and that kind of area? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be interested. It's interesting to see. I don't know what it'd be like now, but some people, when you see some Kickstarters, they've got it absolutely on point. It is a pretty much a professional publisher, the way they've got it all laid out. But it'd be interesting to see what would their table be like at a convention. It's probably just a banner and some books. Do you know what I mean? It's a different way of thinking, isn't it? Really.
Well, it's funny. Sorry, Cliff, if you don't mind me, Dan. Cliff and Sam are tabling for Nobrow as we speak at SPX, and Cliff's been sending and Sam been sending me through pictures of the event, and I did that for them 2 years ago. And we sold every single book on the table.
Wow.
Literally every single book. And we didn't have a banner, nothing like that.
Wow.
Like, no advertising, just because it was that kind of con.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's for a company and everything. We had someone signing at the table and everything, but I've never experienced that before. I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Would that made enough money for us to fly out and back again?
But
I was there anyway.
Yeah.
But I guess it's also for them, like you're building a customer, a reader there that will go back and maybe buy some more books.
And that's
the
no-brow audience, SPX.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why does a band play on a festival lineup? It's the same, they're not making all these small bands. If you're someone like me that whenever you go to a festival, you're looking for new bands and then like go and listen to their shit and then I'll go see them.
Back Blue.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. All rise.
Back to Dan again.
Trying to get new eyes on your book, because especially with comics, obviously you've got the net, which is fucking vast, but you're up against so many people. People at the con, they're actively interested in getting comics. The all comic is right there to buy. They can talk to the creator. It's I guess you want to call it networking. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it. But I was thinking about that hard sell book. I would fucking hate myself if I kind of felt like I forced my book on someone and they didn't want to read it or didn't enjoy it. I'd be that's a terrible feeling.
There is a like when I was doing the Red Mask, you have the little paragraph synopsis in your head for the people who don't know anything, who are just flicking through. You can just tell them this book is this, and then leave them to it. I'm very much sort of like, oh, this is about this, enjoy. But we've seen, and I know many people have seen like hard sellers some people who snipe from other people's tables. Thankfully, I haven't heard about such things like that for a while.
To quote myself, that got requoted this week on Twitter, it makes me feel like I'm going to go inside my own bum again. It's just so embarrassing, isn't it? It's so cringy.
Yeah.
Say about tabling, like steel yourself for the worst outcome. So if you did go tabling your first table and you didn't sell a fucking book, or prepared for that outcome, because that could happen. I don't think like there's
make the most of it in other ways.
I mean, and I think that's the key, Tony. Exactly what you said there. Make the most of it. No one's gonna go there and all of a sudden you're a big Hollywood star. No one's gonna go there and all of a sudden
there will be people that turn up and read your comic at the table and fuck off. There will be people that sneer at your comic. There will be people that roll your eyes at your comic. That will give you a dirty glance. So you're going to get all of that, and it's
and you get
temper your expectations.
And you'll get a lot of people that just won't even look at your table, which won't necessarily be your fault, and it won't be their fault. Because some people have.
They've developed those. It's like going into a souk, isn't it, in North Africa, I will always say wear sunglasses when I go to those sort of places because it's all like trying to get you
don't
look at the
catch your
stall
eyes.
and haggle with you.
and
sort of thing.
it is that. And
I might start doing that at conventions
I'm
now.
less
We're
of a
big
fan of that.
glasses.
Yeah.
It's like walking past the underground station where there's the chuggers outside and you decide.
Yeah, trying to sell you weed or something. Exactly.
And it is like that. And like especially like post-pandemic and stuff, I can't do that now. I just can't.
That's the thing I was going to ask you, V. Why? So you haven't tabled now since that thought bubble. So what's that like? 4 years?
Yeah.
Any reason why you're not? Because we could have done it. We've all had new things out. I mean, Black had only just come out when you did.
Yeah, Black had only just come out. I could have possibly.
You were tabling a lot more when I sort of like.
When I met you,
you were tabling a lot.
I was the tabler. I was trying everything.
Yeah.
So, but my experience is an old experience. Everything. Who knows what conventions are like now. I think it's partially that I had Black, but I haven't got anything else at the moment. And just
we've done the covers for some of my books.
Having older stock of stuff there's a real even though I'm proud of everything I've done, but when you're and I've had this with the Red Mask, obviously. The first when the new issue comes out, it's the first tour date. This is like fucking bring it on. By the end of the tour, and you're like, I can't wait for the new issue to come out because I need something fresh, because you have to keep that energy level up for it, and you have to keep that energy level up because even though you're tired, the people that come to that show, they've never seen it before, so you have to try and be as energetic as you were when it launched, which is it is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
But like people that come to that table and see issue 1 of the Red Mask, and that'd be the first time they've.
Yeah.
But imagine 99% of the people at that con.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's even harder then because you're kind of this is like taught.
It's also the book you're known for,
and now you got to come and fucking give you energy for it.
It's also the book you're known for, and mate, shamelessly, I've seen much older books than that on tables at conventions. And for example, another thing is when Andy did some promo for Brid, and he very kindly mentioned me in the Scarborough News, right? And it said Tony Esmond, Atomic Hercules. And on the way I was getting the box ready to go up, and I went, I can't put Atomic Hercules. I don't think I've got any Atomic Hercules to sell. But I managed to find some Atomic Hercules forward ready to sell, just in case anyone wanted it. Only one person did. But, it's just like, it is the book you're known for as well.
Yeah. So, there are lots of factors like that to bear in mind. I think when I table again, or just in general, I think, and I'm almost, when you just envious of people who haven't experienced it for the first time, like Zack. I envy you because you haven't tabled yet. So it's like this is going to be the excitement,
right,
of the first time. There's nothing like it. And it was just a BristolCon when I. And this was before all of this, before I met these guys and everything like that. But there was I know no one here, but I've got my little comic and, and I made little packs for it and stuff. The energy and the excitement of that first time, there's nothing quite like it, I think. And we are chasing that dragon, as we always are with comics anyway. I think it's just...
Is this geeing you up, Zack?
I was going to say, have you got your eye on any? Have you got your eye on any event, Zack, that you would do? I mean, are you? Because I think your book would suit MCM as well as suiting a zine fair. To be fair, I think you could fit in both.
Yeah.
It's ironic, but
I haven't done enough of my research, to be honest. I think when I asked in the Slack, someone said MCM as well, but I don't know enough about them. And I haven't even been to that many. Like I met you and Falpy at the Satanist flea market. And
of course.
That's my last. That's my last experience.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That was that's a good event.
That was great. That was great. Something like that, I would love to go to.
Yeah.
But everyone recommended MCM, but I'll have to do my research.
Yeah, there's also those little events that happen in your local comic book store or a bookshop or we've all done small events in places where it's just a great day.
Nick's just put an event on Leeds, hasn't he? He put a little zine fair on. Falpy went to it last Saturday.
Yeah.
Looked really cool. Yeah, a lot of interesting people.
I mean, I think it would be interesting to do a convention with just one book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
You do see people do that, don't they?
This
As
like,
a
I'm here for
launch
this
thing.
book, and that's it.
yeah, and I think when you've got more than one thing, you've done several different things. I don't know. Is it harder for me to try and sell that because you've got to keep switching the channel every time that someone's looking at something? Oh, that's about that. That's about that. Whereas if you just got one central thing.
When I went to MC, I was literally just going to bring Viper with me. And just
Oh, okay.
the
You wouldn't
three
have taken
issues
any. No,
wouldn't have
okay.
any Vanguard stuff, and just like tried Viper.
Yeah, have you got any left, Vanguards?
Not
collected.
loads. I have got some, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking to kind of do a Kickstarter next year to kind of like get rid of the remaining stock and do the last book. To kind of put it all
How many
together.
trades will that be of Vanguard?
5.
Nice, really
amount,
nice. Yeah.
You're like
Yeah,
a little
end on
vertigo
5.
machine, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do the Absolute Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
One
can
of them
imagine.
fucking phone books you never actually read because they're too
You
heavy.
need a cushion
I
on
think I
your
looked it
legs.
up on fucking Mix'em, and like the price is just like, oh my god,
Ridiculous,
it's
yeah.
fucking yeah.
You want to just do one for yourself.
Yeah, I may do some of that. You know, like if you can put the real upper end of the Kickstarter, like if you want one of these, you got to pay like 200 quid. Is that well?
Yeah.
I ain't fucking doing that.
Do like
Something,
that
right?
geezer did. That geezer we used to laugh at years ago. You said if you pay me £50, I'll come around your house and talk about comics. And I said I'll pay £50 not to come to my house. That one, yeah.
Who was that? Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, he's busy doing reaction videos.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
So Rob, this seems sort of it's like you pay me to come round. So yeah, I'll pay you. I'll come to. No, it's all right then.
Yeah. So I mean, but back to the Bridlington was an all-round good day and good vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean it's not brilliant sales. No one will ever say that,
No,
but it's
no.
it's building. I think it's building there. A good small press community. People have started talking about it now. I know John Freeman emailed me about. Oh, I've done this one. What's it like? All this sort of
What's
thing.
the
And
crowd for the punters like?
it's really downstairs was fucking rammed, like New York rammed. You couldn't walk between the aisles.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
And up, and so it
Wow.
was feeding through upstairs. So people who just I can't walk through there. I'm going to go upstairs now. Look around. We were getting that, and everyone is. It's not like I hate to put people into boxes, but it wasn't like your snooty zine fair crowd.
Yeah,
You know, it was just nice local people
yeah.
coming
That's
around
cool.
having a chat. Yeah,
Yeah.
and buying comics.
We're seeing
Where people come back a second year now. It's we bought that. So
that's another. That's
Yeah.
priceless. That's
And you know as well as I do, selling a comic to someone who isn't a member of our God bless our podcast community, but selling to someone who's never heard of you is 10 times better than selling to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd imagine like a place, a trip like that, it will rest on maybe a couple of interactions, a couple of really good interactions that you'll have, and they kind of make the whole day.
Yeah.
Would you say that's what it's like? Yeah.
Yeah, people come over, just chatting to people. I wasn't even hard selling. They were coming over and I was going, hope you don't mind like rude pictures and stuff like that. And they're like giggling and all right. And even if they don't buy anything, but you have a decent human to human, non-awkward chat with them, I don't mind.
Yeah.
With the odd person, one bloke I had to end up hiding from because he was going around trying to shake my hand every fucking 2 minutes and tell me about his game and all this sort of thing. This is the mark of him, right? I go in because we've got access to the green room, obviously, because we're faces. And we go in the green room to get free teas and coffees.
Green room?
Yeah, you'd love it for you would. Free
teas and coffees,
sandwiches.
awesome.
Cocaine, prostitutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, never mind that,
brown
Zach.
M&Ms,
What sandwiches? What sandwiches are we talking?
This is the mark of this bloke, right? I go in, and just out of my peripherals, I can see this dude opening a load of sandwiches, taking the ham out of them, and putting them into one sandwich, right? So I'm thinking, oh fuck me, I don't want to talk to
What
this geezer.
the actual fuck?
Yeah. I thought I don't want to talk to this
fucking
geezer.
off.
He's
So I
a
sort of
pervert
What
right
did,
away.
what was he been in the rest of the sandwich though?
ham shagger. I don't know. But so I go and sort of subtly try and make a coffee, right? And he comes up to me, almost stands to attention, looks at me, goes, "I know you," like that. And I went, "Oh, all right." Thinking, "Oh, is he some listener or something?" And I went, "Oh, hello." And he went, "You're from London, aren't you?" And I went, "Well, near London." And he went, "Do you know?" And then he just spouts about 3 names of 2000 AD people. And I went, "Well, I don't really know them. I've met them. I don't really know them though." And he says, "Come and see my game." So, fucking hell, there we go. So I walk across the room to where he's got his game set out. And he's trying to tell me about this game. And I literally was so grumpy. I just went, "Mate, I don't play games. I've never played a board game in my life. I don't know what it is. Never played one." He went, "Yeah, but you're like this. It's computer to be played by one person." And I said, "Honestly, mate, I'm just not interested." Like, right? May as well be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
he goes,
that's you. Yeah.
And he goes, I don't waste his time. And he goes, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm doing some comic stuff with guys. And he said, where is it? And I said, oh, it's down there. Like that. So then I saw him and I thought, oh, fuck. I don't want to talk to him again. Because he kept shaking my hand. Every 2 minutes, he kept shaking my hand. You know, and he's a bit clammy. So I sat there watching him go from table to table trying to find me. I was sat in these chairs, like hunched down like this, watching him like this from across the room. And apparently he made it all the way to Falpy and said, oh, I'm looking for Tony Esmond. And he went, no, mate, you don't draw comics. And he went, oh, he's lied to me, hasn't he? And he walked off.
Thing is, he didn't lie.
No,
he doesn't. Yeah, don't draw.
I'm the liar, Vince. Yeah, and he wandered off, and I kept seeing him, so I kept dodging him.
Jesus.
Good. Yeah. That sandwich thing put me right off. That's the sign.
That's the mark of a wrong one.
Yeah.
You keep on getting caught. You used to get caught, Vince, with the people that would tell you about
it's usually
their
Vince
comic,
who gets caught.
don't they? It's like their 24-issue arc of their fantastic epic series.
Just be nice to everyone, but sometimes
I remember the bloke,
don't take the piss with other people's time.
I remember that bloke. He looked like he was Hair Flick. Do you remember? I almost think he was cosplaying Hair Flick. He had a long leather jacket on, a hat, and he had leather gloves on. Do you remember? And he read every single comic on your table because I was across the way, wasn't I, at the no-brow table, just laughing at him. And you were like, "Fuck, you know, you're like
didn't buy
shaking
anything,
your head
I
at me
guess.
like,
No,
nothing."
Was he the dude that talked to me about the Punisher for 90 minutes?
That was another. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. That was the
It
same
ain't
place.
that bad then.
Right, okay.
More of the Punisher in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, one thing I do like with like Bridlington and like Ink Blots in a few weeks as well. There's another sort of wave of sort of like smaller conventions, you know, and nicer conventions sort of appearing, isn't there? Which is good to see because, you know, a few years ago, I mean, probably about 5 years ago. Oh, actually, 5 years ago was pandemic again. But you know, we were talking about how there was a lot of shows that we unfortunately not seeing anymore, or you know, not about. So for have even more opportunities for up and coming creators, or you know, people who have been making comics for a while, and
you reckon there is a bit of a comeback?
I think so. At the moment,
different ways.
It feels like a nicer comeback. I think probably because comics are less shiny in the multimedia in the grand scheme of things. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, that whole kind of comics into Netflix TV series.
Yeah, the comics and movies thing is not a new thing, and it's certainly, you know, possibly for a lot of people it's a negative thing. So people are going beyond that to see actual sort of comics now, I think.
Do you think some people are coming around to the idea that social media is an absolute dead end cesspit and maybe it's better to have human interaction?
Yeah,
I'd like to think so.
I think that's in the air. I really think that's in the air.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
man, I can fucking go on all night about that.
Yeah,
it is. I think there's a big thought. I think a lot of the time that the regular comic fans are just not frequenting social media.
Yeah.
It's the guys who are making the numbers up and buying all the guys and girls who are making the numbers up and buying all these very books that are selling, you know, sometimes 100,000. They aren't on the internet arguing about fucking pair of pants, are they? Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's not.
I had a weird interaction a few years ago with someone on Twitter before I left Twitter, and there was obviously some drama going on between two creators. And I said, look, I don't know anything about this. And the guy was like, oh, call yourself a fan. And I was like, because I don't know about the high school squabbles between this writer and this artist, because I don't give a fuck about any of that, because I just read the comics.
Yeah.
I'm not a real fan.
You feel like saying, tell me what's going on in Spiderman at the moment. Then.
Exactly.
And they won't know, will
exactly.
they? They won't know.
No.
Yeah.
But I know who's shagging who, or who said this on Twitter, or who gives a fuck?
That's the thing is, like, when did it become we're fans of the creators rather than we're fans of the comics?
That is part of the problem, man. Is part of the cult personality is a big issue there, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were talking about this in the Slack, weren't we? It's like, I don't give a shit about the person. I'm there for their work. They could be an arsehole, they could be a lovely person. They don't owe me anything beyond the work. That's it. I pay for it. That's the transaction.
Yeah, I mean, Hitchcock was a massive arsehole, allegedly, wasn't he? But I think he does make brilliant films.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much murdering people. I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Go down the list, like, you know, anyone you name. There's skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Yeah. It's the hero worship thing.
We've discussed
I don't understand it. Yeah.
The line where that's drawn, there is a line there, but like generally,
of course.
but like generally, it's like, oh man, I don't give a fuck if they're a bit of an arsehole, as long as they're fucking.
I don't care who they vote for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I just.
Well, because generally you are talking about something super minor. It's not the same as the Sandman creator wanker. Like that's a different. That is a different thing.
Massively.
If it's a few tweets, I really don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's always started for a reason other than that. They're always doing it to cause trouble or.
Oh, if you're kind of combing through someone's timeline to find something egregious because you don't like them and you want to say, oh look what Joe
that's
Bloggs
one of the
said.
things.
Like,
that's one of the things that gets me. It's like
fucking Mean Girls. Might as well be able to film Mean Girls.
Because it's like
pathetic.
Those people could look back and go, oh, so people aren't capable of learning, and saying a bad thing, and then now they're not that person that said that bad thing. Oh no, but they said it originally.
Do we believe that people can change? Do we believe in forgiveness? Where the sort of principle of charity at all?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of once you kind of get caught into this thing where you can't, there's no possibility of redemption. It's like, what does that person do? It's like you've taken their career away from them, their name. They can't. It's horrible.
That's piss poor.
Yeah, man.
I like a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket.
Yeah. Cancelling.
Well, I mean, that felt like it killed the conversation there. There's so much I need to sit down and talk to Tony about. Before we move on to the shoutouts, etc., though, I just had a quick question, which could possibly be a bigger topic for another show. But I just want to, Dan, when you were talking about forums, comic making forums, etc., it just got me thinking, Reddit threads, forums, Facebook community pages, Slack. What are those a really useful tool for independent comic creators now? Because I mean, I'm genuinely asking because I'm not a member of any forum apart from the Slack community. I'm not a member of any forum. I actually never read Reddit. I know lots of people who just read everything.
I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, I don't either. Quite a lot. But there's so much on there. There's so many different avenues of. Is it a valuable resource for creators?
I think so. Like on the Reddits, I'm on like a comic writing one, comic collaboration one where people say, oh, I'm looking for a writer, I'm looking for an artist. They come together and make a comic, or people asking for feedback on their comic, people asking for feedback on their comic Kickstarter. So they post a link up and say, can you take a look at this? And someone said, you should add in more images, or you need to explain this a little better. I mean, generally, there's on those forums, people that help each other out. I mean, you always can get the odd arsehole, but
I think there's value to that,
a good resource.
Yeah.
Like an Rstack, if you ask for advice, people will help you out.
Yeah.
As much as they can.
So because it used to just be like what I perceive as your regular forum.
That's all gone now.
That's gone, isn't it? So that's the thing is, if I was to jump into that sort of thing now, I wouldn't know where I would be. So what would be your advice to like creators who possibly want to jump into these sort of, where should they go in your opinion? What's been some good ones?
Well, the Reddit threads are easy. Like you just find Reddit is the website, and you get subreddits which are essentially a room, as it were, that tackles a certain subject. Like it'll be a TV show, a book, every fucking subject you can. And you have to be
and you register to be part of that, do you?
You can post. You don't have to be. You can sort of you can subscribe to it, so you see those posts more often in your feed.
Okay.
But you can look at them, join in, comment. You don't have to be part of that. It's not even a community. It's just kind of.
Isn't Reddit the one that if you if it
you can upvote stuff and it goes up.
Okay.
Viewable, you mean?
Well, if there's a good subject of conversation going on, you kind of upvote that. You can sort the thread by the most talked about and how many comments there are. That will be pushed to the top, or the most upvoted, that will go to the top,
right?
And stuff like that. Usually, if there's a controversial one, there's hundreds of comments on.
Is there any porn on there?
On Reddit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there?
Once you get that VPN sorted out.
Zach, have you not porn? But
yes,
Zach, have you apart from the Slack, have there been any other sort of forums and communities that you've been checking out when you've been making comics?
No, mostly it's the Slack, and I find even the social media in general seems to have far less of an impact or less of a reach in general. Substack seems to now work a little bit better.
Yeah.
Where Instagram, I used to put stuff on Instagram and loads of people would see it. You get loads of likes, and now it's nothing at all really. But so doing a little bit on Substack, but I can't be arsed with it, you know.
Yeah.
I gradually built up a little bit of a group of people who read my stuff and a little group of people who are on my Patreon, and I'm not I don't have huge ambitions. I'm not trying to get hundreds of people on there, and the whole thing is so like to go on do videos and wank on about myself. I just I can't be myself.
I'm on your Patreon. I think it's very good, and the reason I like your Patreon is it's regular content. And you put 3 pages up the other day. I know.
I love doing my Patreon, and I see it as kind of a magazine. Like there's kind of usually 2 or 3 so stories running at any one time, and I'll update them at different times, and I put little articles up there. I love doing that. But yeah, I don't know, not a handful of people on there. I find we're more aggressively promoting it. I'm sure I could get more people on there, but I just
Did you want to come on then? Tell us where they can find it. We'll do
I think it's just Zack Cahill on Patreon. ZackCahill.
Okay, how long have you had that for?
I've had it for about 2 years, I think.
Okay,
and I started it on as like I was going to do this daily story, and it just a daily comic strip, like an old newspaper comic strip, and I kind of abandoned that story, and it's just developed into what it is now, where I put articles about films, and I do my stuff like Monkey Witness.
What was the one you did, the top 10 Liam Neeson movies?
Top 10 Liam Neeson movies, yeah. The top 10 late period Liam Neeson action movies.
That got a bit of discussion. People going, why haven't you mentioned this?
I know. I did one about why nobody's cool anymore, and that one really took off.
Yeah, I like that
on Instagram. And I had like artists who I really admire, like Nick Abadzis sent me this really long response to it, which was really lovely. So sometimes things break through. It's really unpredictable, and that I just rattled that article out. It wasn't like sometimes you spend a week writing something and no one connects with it. That I just spat it out in an hour, and suddenly it seemed to be saying what a lot of people were thinking.
I think I messaged you, didn't I? That first person conversational style you got on it was lovely, man. Really good. Yeah.
You made a good point about Dirty Harry being the kind of like it set a template for sort of action films and films like it.
Yes.
That aren't like it though.
That are not like it.
Not like it. Yeah.
So it's same with Rocky. Get a young person to watch Rocky now, having watched other sports movies. It's a really slow sort of ponderous character.
It feels to me like an Oscar movie now. It feels
They were saying he's the next Brando, right? They were like, oh, this guy's he's going to be this serious actor, serious director, and then it obviously became Rocky 4, and it went 80s bombastic stuff, But you try and watch those old. I love those films, but they're very different to the things that they later spawned.
I think there's 2 movies with it. We're not a movie podcast, but there's 2 movies with Stallone that I think people go, oh, Stallone. I say watch Rocky 1 and you won't recognise it. You'll think it's something else. And the other one is Copland, which
Copland's
I think is a great
amazing.
movie.
Amazing. Yeah, James Mangold. Yeah, and he's very brilliant in it. Amazing performance.
Liotta's better, I think. Liotta in that movie is amazing.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
I personally like Stop or My Mum Will Shoot.
Washing his gun in the sink. The other thing I was just going back. Sorry, just quickly. Go on, Dan. Sorry, man.
No, I was going to go about forums, but
I was going to say about Substack. Substack is so weird. So I think because I write a weekly thing on there, and I treat it as an exercise in writing. I don't really, not really fussed about followers sort of thing. But I only had about 20 followers, and I had 800 reads of it.
Wow!
And I'm like, how on earth? I don't know how that works. I don't know whether it got pushed through.
Did people repost it or
a couple of people had, but
maybe it's one of the things that it pops up in people's feeds if they like similar stuff, or Substack sees that this post is doing well and pushes it out to more people.
Yeah, I do tag them as well. I suppose with few.
I think you're at the mercy of the algorithm with so much stuff now that you just
who knows?
Change the algorithm,
it's a mystery,
and
it? And then I've written things that I thought was much better, and then it's got barely any reads.
Exactly. It often doesn't correlate at all. The stuff that something you really bust your arse over that way. You think this is going to be really great, and then that doesn't connect. So it's very hard to predict.
That's comics, man.
That's comics. Yeah, that's comics.
Oh yeah.
People kind of down on it's Facebook because it's an older crowd on there. So the comic book stuff on there is generally older blokes, essentially, like talking about comics and longer comic runs. And there's the indie comics and sort of self-made comics. There's a big scene on there. There's like you'll look at a comic being posted saying, "Here's my comic, you can get it here." You check that thread like 30 minutes later, it's fucking gone because there's so much other stuff being posted. It's a real quick turnaround.
I think YouTube,
posting stuff.
if you look well enough for it, there's some great comics content on YouTube. I watched one that was the history of Kamiko the other day, and it's great, as well as the sort of clickbaity, whatever the fucking drama is this week bullshit. Once you get past that, you can find about the history of comic characters, interviews with comic creators, and I love all that. I think YouTube for me is probably my social media of choice for comics at the moment.
Me too. Me too.
There's people putting in video, like work on those videos, and if you say, "Well, I want to look up the history," like say of a comic company,
we use it all the time for NIA.
Something on there, and then someone's done a really good in-depth video, and then you look and they've got like 49 plays and 1 like, and you're like, "Mate, this is fucking such a lot of work you've done there, and it's really good."
Or someone finds an old interview with Stan from 1973 and sticks it up, and there's loads of stuff on there like that. It's really good.
I do like that one where he's looking at Todd McFarlane in drawing.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He fucking burns them. I can't remember what he does.
Yeah,
he
does.
Says something. That's like. That's great.
Oh,
Good. What a
nice. So, I mean, so much comic talk there, so much to delve through, and we've got plenty more comics to talk about as the show goes on. But before that, do we have any shout-outs this week, gents?
I've got a few. So first off, massive congratulations to our buddies at 11 O'Clock Comics, Jason, Dapp, and Vince. They're Vince, as I like to call him. They hit 1,000 episodes this week, upcoming week.
Amazing.
Yeah, really good. Top work. I've listened to. There used to be a podcast called Bullpen Bulletins with 2 of them in it, and I listened to that, and then listened to this after they handed me a card at New York Comic Con. Yeah, so I'm very proud to say I've listened to them all. Big shout out to Cliff and Sam. And Eddie from Strangers for doing SPX this week. They've been sending me photographs in, and it looks fucking amazing. So I think I put some of them in the Slack. Sam went to like an exhibition they put on of old comic art, and there's some old Schultz and all sorts of things at it. Looks amazing. He went to that. That's good, isn't it? Baltimore Comic Con is coming your way the 17th to 19th of October. Myself, Keith, Cliff, Strotty, and the Green Archer boys, who they had a bit of a tiff today, didn't they, about doing the new thing about body spray. Not sure what's going on there. So give them a shout out anyway on the Slack. Go check it out. So if you're at Baltimore and you're tabling, let me know, because I'd like to see your comic. If you're at Baltimore and you're just punting, come and see me, or walking around, come and see me, because I love that convention. It's great. And from a totally selfish point of view, I've actually refreshed my web store for a change. So there's actually things I pay for a web store, and it's been fucking useless for ages. And I've actually put things up for sale. There are a few boners on there if you want to get a copy of Boner Darkly. If you find yourself lost this week in the midst of some terrible news, then you can seek enlightenment by reading a Boner Darkly at neverownanything.bigcartel.com. Reasonably priced.
Oh, that's fucking every day. That would be bleak.
Jesus. Damn, what have you got?
I have got a couple of things to shout out. First off, Wart, a chaotic action fantasy comic, a standalone story about a monster royal family member, their magical imp pet, and violent teen rebellion by Bryan and Lloyd. That's getting close to its target. Can do a little push. Do go check that out. It looks like fantastic. We've got Mahoneys 8 plus Volume 1 Collected Edition. Mike and the gang are back for another issue of action, laughs, and supervillain shenanigans, plus an exclusive Volume 1 Collected Edition. That's absolutely smashed his target. Mahoneys is a great comic. It's grown and grown and grown.
It's good that he's kept it going. That's a long-running series now, and in small press, isn't it?
And you can buy the collected volume on that. The Green Archer, a 700-year epic comic adventure blending historical fantasy, sci-fi, revenge thriller, and urban fantasy across 6 interwoven stories. I've got a couple of comics in this. I've been doing the lettering and book design on several of the comics within this.
Nice.
It's shaping up to be really nice. It's been a fair bit of work, but it's looking like a really good book. I'd recommend checking out the campaign and back it. Alan did a quick review of some of the Viper comics. So
I watched that today. It's nice.
Doing the shorts. So thanks for that. That's awesome. I always kind of have to brace myself a little bit because someone does a review of my stuff. Just like, right, okay, let's listen to this.
Yeah, I know. I always seem to stop wherever I am. I won't get on that bus I'm waiting to get on just so I can Oh, that's
Just got to steal myself for this.
There I'm the man who doesn't worry about what other people think.
Yeah, but if people say, you're like, "Go listen." We've got Cabrina Cini and Geek. Oh, where's it gone? Geek Girl X, this complete crossover. Superheroes meet weirdness in the Geek Girl Cabrina Cini Voodoo Junkie Hit Woman crossover. That is currently Kickstarting. That's by Sam Johnson. He's created 18 projects in this, and they've all been slamming it. Wow. Nice work, dude. Nice. And finally, I'm not sure if anyone saw this. We've got the UK comic creator. I try and fucking speak. I mean, it's really handy if I'm on a podcast. I can speak English. The UK Comics Creator Survey 2025. If you go to ukcomicscreator.org,
I have filled this out.
Yeah, it says here, if you are a UK-based comics creator over 16 years old, we want to know all about you, whether you're a working professional, a casual creator, or a student, or if you make or plan to make comics for public consumption. This anonymous online survey is for you. So if you feel so inclined, go check that out and fill it out, and they make all your wildest dreams come true.
Nice. I've got one other Kickstarter to add to it, and that's the Cosplayer That Doomed the Earth issue 4.
Oh yes,
from our pal Dan Harris. That is just shy of its goal at the moment. It's got 10 days left to go. The adventure of Griff, cosplayer turned accidental involuntary space adventurer, continues. Issues 1 to 3 are also available, so as well as an issue 4, you can catch up on the whole thing, which I think is a Kickstarter norm, isn't it? Like if you
should be.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? And Dan knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to Kickstarter, so get on that. Zach, do you have any shout-outs?
Nah, fuck them all.
Yeah,
lovely. That's what I like to hear.
There's new series coming on Patreon.
Yeah.
No, but definitely get on Zach's Patreon. I love it. It's good.
Massive recommend.
Yeah.
And speaking of recommends, shall we tell people what comics they should be reading at the moment? Zach, now we did drop you in. You
it was you got half an hour notice.
You abseiled in at the last moment, but is there anything just off the top of your head that you've been reading recently that you think more people should check out?
Yeah, I'm loving We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. Have you guys spoken about that?
Oh, no.
I don't think so. No, I haven't read it yet.
You need to get on it. It's Image. I think it's about six issues in now, and so they'll be collecting the trade. It is right, let me just read this summary. This is how professional I am. After her mad scientist father is killed by the world's greatest spy, 13-year-old Annalise is left alone in the world, sort of. Her dead dad's robot bodyguard is following her around for some reason. Now Annalise has a choice. Try to lead a normal life for the first time ever, or seek revenge and maybe overthrow the world order in the process. So it's a kind of there's a Bond-like character who very much looks like Burt Reynolds. There's a league of evil, bad guys, Bond villain type guys. So it's like a big Bond style superhero story where everybody is. It's that dialogue that can so quickly become annoying because it's just trying to be Joss Whedon, but it's not annoying. It's done. It's the rare example of it's done really well. It's really funny. It's got its own unique point of view. It's not just trying to be Bendis or Whedon. It's like it hits all of those tropes, but it is also like nothing else. It's really done well, and it's and the art is amazing.
Very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I must get on there. I keep hearing good things. Yeah, it's always confuses me. All these comics have got really long titles, or longish titles.
There's a few like that at the moment. Tinian likes to do it. There's a few at the moment like that. But yeah, We're Taking Everyone Down With Us.
There was an Al Ewing book that had like a brilliant title, but I just couldn't get into it. I can't remember what it was now. I have to look it up. But it was another long sort of big sci-fi sort of title. I thought, oh, that sounds quite cool. And then when you look at it, you're like, oh, not for me. Which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
He's rebooted Thor again. He don't care.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I won't get into Thor now. Tony, do you want to tell us your first?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to do much of a story on this one.
Right. Okay. Is this the big one?
I'm not going to spoil it because I know you guys are going to read it. And
man.
It's in the post.
It's not even the fucking post. It's like
I'm fucking psyched for this.
Yeah. He's back, the real one.
Yeah.
Not the children's TV version.
The OG
doesn't really kill it. The OG Punisher is back. Marvel have finally fucking realised, what are we doing? He's in a TV series at the moment. People love him. why are we ruining him? And he's back. In fact, he's not just back. There's 3 comics coming out about him. So the first one I've got is the Marvel polybagged one, Red Band. I think it's called Red Band.
This is their new adult-centric line, Red Band, is it?
Yes, I believe so. So it tends to be a bit more sort of gory. They did a Wolverine one recently, didn't they?
Now, just for listeners to know, this has hit the shelves. Get the printed version because the digital isn't out till October, mid-October.
Yeah, I know both you. I think you and Zach said that. Zach, you said it on the Slack, didn't you?
I was trying to buy it. I was trying to buy it, but I have to go in
and issue 2.
buy it for
I don't look at the previews for issue 2. Just in case you have anything, in the synopsis when they say, "Oh, can you believe that the baby was there?" That sort of stuff. You're like, "What the fuck?" But issue 2 isn't out till November either. So if you're getting the print one, the print's the way to go with this.
I'm going print with it, and I think it's because of the polybag thing. I genuinely think that, so that they can
try to build up the hype,
sell the shit out of it with the polybag. I mean, I bought 2 copies. I bought the regular cover and I bought the Miller cover as well, which I haven't opened out the bag because I'm a knob and I'm going to keep it like that. But so they've got this polybag one. This has come out this week, like you say, Vince. It's been delayed in digital. There's a new Marvel Knights series coming out. That comes out on the 8th of October. That's got, I think they're the ones you and I, Dan, were talking about, or you were posting about the wraparound covers, the Panosian wraparound covers.
Yes.
They look like covers of The Executioner, is what they look like.
Right.
Yeah, they're fucking
nice.
Panosian's a fucking beast, and those covers look amazing. I
think P's on interiors as well.
Just to clarify this for me, Tony, Marvel Knights obviously was a big thing back in the day. Has it started fully, or is the Punisher one of the first ones of this? I haven't kept up to date with it, so
I don't think so. I think it's either this is the first or it's just it. I don't know,
because Marvel Knights has a reputation of shaking things up, doesn't it? That's
getting
probably
Marvel back on its feet in many ways.
Yeah.
And Palmiotti was part of that, wasn't he? Him and Quesada and It looks, just the cover alone just looks brilliant. Look, I've already pre-ordered that, and then the third one comes out in November, which is the inevitable Daredevil Punisher crossover, The Devil's Trigger. That's by Palmiotti, with an art by Palmiotti, with art by Tommaso Bianchi. So Palmiotti's all over this, which is good. I like that.
So the voice is going to be this consistent, isn't it? That's
for the Marvel Knights ones, but for this one. So let me just whet your appetite for this one. I'm not going to go into it a lot. He wakes up on a boat covered in blood, and he does not know where he is or who he is. In his hand is so he's covered in blood. He's got 3 bullet wounds in him. In his hand is a submachine gun with an empty clip on it, and he's in full costume with the classic brown raincoat over the top. And this one is written by Benjamin Percy, so he's writing the regular book.
Yeah.
Julius Hota is the artist. Suited.
Benjamin Percy, he's UK, isn't he? He was
US guy.
Is he?
He's
US
done
guy?
Helverine recently, which I know I mentioned recently.
Yeah.
He's
you were a fan of that, weren't you?
Yeah, I didn't mind that. And Yen Nitro's the colour artist. VC's Corey Pettit is the letterer, and there is a raft of variant covers. Be careful if you order the variant, because some of them are inevitably more expensive.
Right.
But amongst them is, and I hope he's getting money for this, the Hidden Gem cover is Mike Zeck. So I think they're using some artwork, but I'm hoping that, he's going to get some dough for that, which is deservedly so. But so what happens? He doesn't know who he is, but he's still driven. So he's like a force of God, isn't he? A force of nature, the Punisher. He is the force of justice. There's nothing magical in it, but he's just driven by it. Can't remember who he is. Gets taken in by this little old lady. And also in it, I got no problem with this. Also in it is Kingpin.
Okay.
I think that's suited. I mean, there's an argument to be made that the Kingpin is either a Spiderman villain, a Daredevil villain, or a Punisher villain. Really, he spreads out across doesn't he? I think sometimes.
Yeah, he's a street level villain, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a top tier street level villain.
Yeah, and there's a depth to the Kingpin that I really like. Played out very well in the TV series for those who haven't read the comic, but read the comic because there's such a depth to him and his wife, and this, that Daredevil
the comic
thing.
version is way more ruthless.
Yeah, and tragic often.
Yeah. Just fucking kill anyone for just like slightly standing up against him, which is great.
not to go back and talk about Frank Miller again, because Kieran will attack us, but there's that moment in the original Daredevil run, which Miller does, where the famous scene where the Kingpin goes, take everyone, all these martial artists surrounding him for a training session. He says, take me on. If I think you're not trying your best, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And then he fucking does them all. And it's such a great scene.
And he's there in his pants.
Yeah.
Is that the first time they did the whole, like, actually it's mostly muscle. He's not like just a fat guy. Is that the first time that was?
I'm not sure, I don't know.
Because there's a big battle then with Daredevil where he's like whacking the Kingpin over the head with the billy club, and you think that should kill him, and he survives and he beats the shit out of Daredevil. So I don't know if that was a new thing at the time. That was
I don't know.
Imagine bringing in like this world-class martial artist, so that you're gonna fight my boss. Got to try your hardest, but there's a lot of money in it for you. And you go in there, and then he's like, right, he's just gonna take his clothes off, and he's wearing his purple pants. You're like, what?
Yeah. What's happening here? Not this again.
What the fuck's happening here?
Daredevil laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a genuine
Daredevil
martial artist,
After
though,
Dark.
you'd be
Here
like,
we
you
go.
look at it and go, I'm leaving. There's no way. There's no way that big bloke is just we're gonna let him. He's gonna let us beat us up.
Shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was. How do they keep getting these henchmen to work for them? Right? Like it's such an 80s bad guy move to kill your henchmen, and like why did they keep working for these guys?
Yeah.
Must go around, mustn't it?
I guess a lot of money.
Probably, yeah.
Who was that boxer? He boxed Tyson, didn't he? He was like fat white geezer, but he actually ain't a bad boxer. I think him and Mike Tyson have become mates, haven't they? What's his name again?
It's not that geezer, Butterbean.
Yeah, Butterbean. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, not a bad boxer. But
he knocked the fuck out of that Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville,
did he?
He's lost loads of weight now as well, Butterbean.
Has he?
Yeah, because his health wasn't that great, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, there's that famous video of them interviewing him and going, "Do you think if you fought Tyson, now you beat him?" And going, "Well, stand a chance." And then Tyson turns up from behind him, like taps him on the shoulder. But I think they're mates. To be fair, they were having a laugh about it.
Here's a bit of wrestling knowledge for you. Wrestling, the WWF, as it was, I think at the time, they had like a boxing brawl for all, is what they called it.
Right.
And like, so instead of like wrestling, they were actually having boxing matches, which it was fucking carnage. It went badly. But the bloke that won it, I think in a WrestleMania, he went up against Butterbean, and they made a big song and dance out of it. Butterbean pounded him with like one hit and knocked him out immediately, and the bloke just drops like a sack of shit. It's
that's awesome.
Ruined his career.
There you go. If you need a reference next time you're drawing
that.
Daredevil versus the Kingpin,
there
you go.
Yeah.
Let's go for that one.
Yeah. But
Tyson did cop to that fucking fight, didn't he? Say he was paid to that Jake Paul.
Has he copped to it now?
No, has he?
He just said, "Yeah, I got paid X amount of million to not win."
No way.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking, I spent a good 3 hours of my life watching that buffering on my Netflix.
Yeah, no, he's just. I think it was recent in the past couple of weeks.
Look, we got off the masturbation thing just a minute ago. I don't want to hear about your buffering.
We're never off it, mate. Never
off it.
Right, good. So Punisher is back.
No,
David Pipose is probably in his mum's basement crying, but look, Punisher is back.
Okay,
let's get on with it.
Fucking seeing it because I'm looking at my order on Forbidden Planet and it says Punisher Red Band 1 polybagged charged. Sorry, this item is running late.
Is this?
I don't know what that means.
Is this?
That means they haven't posted it yet because mine's come.
But I've looked on the shop and the issue 1 polybag's no longer there. The one I've ordered. So.
Oh, at least it's only running late. Then they do hope they're going to get it.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Is this a mini series, Tony? Did you say? Is it?
I don't know. To be fair, mate, I'm not sure. You never know in Marvel anyway, do you?
They're all a mini series, aren't they? Really?
Yeah.
But who would have thought that? What a revolutionary idea to have the Punisher be a violent, avenging psychopath, killing criminals.
Yeah.
Rather than, he's got bullets that are tracers, so he can find you.
Fuck
off.
Yeah. Fucking. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Right, good.
What else am I looking forward to read? Dan, tell me, what am I looking forward to reading?
Well, I've been going back past couple of weeks and reading older books that I've kind of not read in years.
That's always fun. And I like doing that.
I bought a collected. You know, one of those kind of they were doing those collection of Marvel comics in the black sort of faux leather, and they did like a storyline. I did Devil the other week. This week I've done Spiderman, the symbiote one, where it's telling all the issues from when he gets back from Battleworld and Secret Wars right up to when Todd McFarlane takes over and like the symbiote becomes Venom.
Yeah, I know
and
the one,
there's a bit I got to when I was like, I don't remember this bit at all, but he goes to the Baxter building and sort of says, Reed, like, I've got this costume, this symbiote costume, and they get it off of him, and the symbiote is in this glass tank. And at the end of the issue, there's like this kind of like little red and yellow drone that goes around the Reed's labs and just starts shooting holes in something, and he shoots a hole in the tank with the symbiote, and that escapes and goes on to like jump Spider-Man. And I was like, what the fuck is that drone thing? I can't remember.
I can't remember that before. Honestly, I don't think I read it since I read it at the time.
See, this is back in the day when you was kind of reading these comics. If you didn't get the subsequent like Fantastic Four issue that actually explained that, and you didn't know anyone that did, you'd just be like, well, that's a bit of knowledge I'm never ever gonna have. But someone did scan in the pages, and it ties into a Fantastic Four story where Dr. Doom has taken over the mind of a young lad called Christoph, the Imprinsive, and he's got pages of the Baxter building being flown into outer space, being blown up. That's like classic Fantastic Four. It's brilliant. So yeah, that's what I've been reading. So
nice. So Leatherbound book. When did they do? I can't struggle to remember. When did
there's a little run of them, wasn't there? They did.
Yeah, you know, like those books where you put all the spines together in it.
Yeah.
Like as a pitch. I think it was one of them. I think someone was selling them on the Slack.
Oh, like a panini thing type thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, like a sandwich.
Don't ask that bloke at Brilliant, and he'll be fucking pulling the insides out.
I think there was a time over pandemic when Zara or something, not Zara, there was some cheap outlet that was selling those trades for like fuck all because they had like.
That's right. During lockdown, we all bought a load, didn't we? Yeah.
And I think
it was someone like that, wasn't it?
I had to leave the box out in the porch so the missus didn't see it because like. I had about fucking 10 trades coming.
That's the good thing about you, Dan. I always say you're the governor at home, aren't you? That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And none of us are. Really.
It's like smuggling arms over the Cambodian border trying to get fucking graphic novels in the house.
It really, you know, when you get the email, oh, it's just been delivered. It's like fucking run home before my wife gets home.
At Christmas time, when I buy you your Christmas present, I'm going to find the biggest fucking book I can find.
Amazing.
It's going to be like the size of a door.
Yeah. What's Tony sent? Don't know.
You get that big damn Sin City. Have you seen that?
Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise.
Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, my recommend this week is a Kickstarter that came through. It is Magnetic Press. I've done this version of it. It's translation.
Oh, they've just got a new Kickstarter out. Have you seen the new one? Fucking hell, it looks great, man.
They do some great stuff, Magnetic
They do,
Press.
yeah.
They really do. Yeah, they do a lot of translations, don't they?
Yeah.
And I believe this one, Spanish or French, I can't be sure. I think I spoke about the Kickstarter at the time because it caught my eye. But this is Banana Sioule. I think I said that right. God, I hope I did. This is from it might be Michelle or Michael Sanlaville. I've murdered the pronunciation of that name. Absolutely murdered it, and I apologise.
That's fine to me.
This was 3 volumes. They did the Kickstarter for 3 volumes. This is a Shonen Jump, a Shonen style manga book. This one. That's a little bit sci-fi, a little bit. It's hard to explain it. It is about like a future sport, and like it's dodgeball, but like an ultra violent version of dodgeball.
Nice,
love that.
This is
future TV sports or game shows.
Yeah, it's a huge one. But when I say this is ultra violent, this isn't like this isn't a bloodthirsty book. This isn't, and it has a real energy and vibrance to it. It's all sort of black and white and grayscale. But it is that when you see the sport itself, even though it's sort of cross between sort of dodgeball and capture the flag kind of thing. So they're trying to score points. But when they get into the game itself, at some point there are people riding motorcycles or they're using weapons, and it goes absolutely chaotic as it goes on. And that's about like volume 3, halfway through volume 2, volume 3. But the book itself, the first rule of a Sioule: there are no rules. Of all the international disciplines, the Sioule is the most violent and most dangerous, but also the most media-friendly. This brutal cocktail of rugby and dodgeball attracts millions of viewers to each match, and social networks go wild for the players who become international celebrities. From the far reaches of her countryside, Helena is far from interested in any of this madness. When she's not helping her father on the family farm, she goes camping by the sea with her friends. Life is peaceful, but her father dreams of another destiny for her, a better life than cleaning up dung. One day, when a stray leather ball catches her eye and triggers something new in her, what if her future was at the superior school of Sioule? Nothing is certain. To make a place for yourself in this ultra testosterone-fueled environment, you'll have to use your elbows and your knuckles. And this is great fun. I mean, I'm just about to start the 3rd volume of it. Each book's about 200 pages. And it really does... It's got a wonderful style to it, a very sort of... it really is. It's a French creator from the internationally celebrated Last Man series. If anyone knows that.
Humanoids have got that out, I think, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is that right? Someone
Yes.
like that.
So
yeah.
it's that creator. The actual sort of books, I believe, are going to be out in November this year, properly. The printed ones, as I can see from forbiddenplanet.com, which is where I read that synopsis. Because on the Kickstarter page, the synopsis is like... It goes in depth on the story.
On the campaign bit, yeah.
So much, I was like, I can't read all this out. But what I thought, I'll just read a little bit. I'll get halfway through the first volume. It's 200 pages, and I was just moving through the PDF and just moving through the PDF. Yeah, it kept going. Right, let's start volume 2, and then I was just. It moves at such a natural, and I'm not really I haven't read as much manga as a lot of people. Certainly those shonen sort of books have a certain energy and a rhythm, which I thought was fascinating reading it as well, because there's a lot of pages, but there's also a lot of pages where there isn't so much sort of detail. They'll spread out a scene of approaching the farm. When you see there's a lot of like a dog running through a field, and it'll take like 2 pages. Because you're following the
manga pacing, It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And
someone walking into a room for like 2 pages, but
yeah,
and beautifully drawn.
Yeah, and it you never lose where you are. You get exactly the sort of the emotional content you want to get from it. I know this is a translation, so a translation is pretty spot on, because a lot of the times it's what you don't read as well. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of cool sort of visual looks to the way that people are. It feels like this could be an animated series. Do you know what I mean? It feels like that sort of Saturday morning when we're seeing those sort of Japanese animated sort of series. There's some twists, there's some turns. At one point, so the first volume is very much you getting to know the characters. By the end of the first volume, she's just going to the school to learn how to play this sport that she for some reason has an absolute talent in. Like, she's really strong, can jump super high in the air, and she meets other characters. So the second volume is more like that training, but they're so good at the training that they become social media stars, even though the main 2 in it don't really do social media. It's everyone else talking about them, so they become these big stars. And the third volume, I think they're hitting the big leagues, and the big leagues is when there's talk of one player was actually shot and killed, and they're playing it off like, oh no, everyone's wearing a bulletproof vest and they've gone back to their family, but you see footage of like, I don't think they're wearing a bulletproof vest, I think they just shot this person and killed them.
Oh, wow.
So there's talk of like, there's people in the main game, they're using drugs, and there's all of this, and these are just like kids moving into this sport. So you have that sort of energy, and you do worry about them. There's stuff going on. There is a mystery in there. A mystery character turns up and kicks someone's ass, and then they go on the run. And I have a feeling I know who that character is. Which, if it is quite sort of like, what? That's quite shocking. But it's just great fun. It was a real joy to read. Something a bit different. It's a like I say, it's a quick read, but a real fun one. I like that sort of.
So this is out in the shops then at some point, or
It will be in November. It'll be the printed
Right.
books, because the Kickstarter, which was wildly successful,
Yeah.
was to print it even had like a slipcase for like the 3 like books, because they're a certain size, aren't they? Those sort of like shonen collections,
Right,
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. So it will be collected like that in November. I'm sure it'll be available digitally. That was how I got it. I didn't go for the printed ones. I don't think I got one for the printed ones. But I got the PDFs, and I've just
They do some good stuff, that company.
Yeah.
It's a shame they've had to sort of kind of just kickstart now stuff.
Yeah. Especially if they can get stuff like this. Do you know what I mean? Because I think this came out in France in 2024, I think. So they moved at a decent pace. But I think it's the 3 volumes are the story. Do you know what I mean? So that's a good thing. And they've got really striking covers as well. And I think a cover that's representative of what the energy and the style of the story you get within it, which, as we know, when it comes to comics, you don't always get that, do you? Especially with a Kickstarter book. So if you see the covers, you immediately know, we're for some fun here, and it really is. So I'm murdering the name, but it's Banana Sioule, the series from Magnetic Press. Get on it.
Nice one.
Tony.
Fun.
My last one's a very quick one. And to be fair, I bought this sort of on the grounds of the cover. It's Bad Ideas Survive, which is a new series come out of them. I haven't seen Bad Idea much. They had that weird thing, didn't they? So these are the guys who used to be Valiant, Dinesh, and that little firm. They do this thing called Bad Idea.
Right.
And they had this weird thing where they only sell to certain comic shops. So because I've started buying now, half my haul is through Forbidden Planet, I've started seeing this stuff and I started buying it. And this was an impulse buy totally on the name of the writer, the artist, and the kind of cover. So it's written by Robert Venditti, art by Doug Braithwaite, who obviously did a lot. They both did a lot of Valiant. So I'm guessing they pulled them over from that. That's where they met them. Color artist by Diego Rodriguez, letters by Dave Sharp, and logo designed by Rico Renzi. I'm not sure if this is common with Bad Idea, but they have almost 2 backup stories, which are adverts for other extended adverts for other comics, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So this comic is, I'll read you the little summary. The Russian Akula-class submarine's orders were simple: escort the cargo ship Turgenev across the Atlantic safely, delivered to Cuba's shores. Now, it's not really clear. The cover doesn't happen. So the cover shows 2 men swimming up amongst dead bodies, swimming to the surface in the sea. That doesn't happen in this comic. I'm guessing it happens in issue 2 or 3.
Okay.
This issue opens with a guy, and he's in Baltisik in Russia, and his wife is saying, "Why did I marry a Navy man?" And he says, well, he's got his back to her, and he says, "It's because I'm gorgeous." And then the next picture is an upshot as if you're where the baby's sitting in the crib looking up at him. And it does look a little bit like his ears are on the back of his neck. So maybe that's what goes for gorgeousness and Baltisik in Russia. I don't think I'm doing it a disservice by saying the whole of what happens in this issue is what would happen before the title sequence in an American TV series. So they're in a submarine, it quickly crashes, it goes to the bottom, everyone dies, including one person, rather unfortunately, apart from the hero, and then something happens, which is clearly obvious from what happens because it's ruined by the cover of issue 1.
They're swimming up.
But from a sort of writing point of view, Venditti knows what he's doing. We like Venditti, don't we? We've always liked his stuff. He gets the shock at the end of the first story, which when you look at it, the first story ends before you get to the staples. So that's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's almost like an anthology in a way, but with extended adverts in the back. It's very good quality. It's a nice spot varnish cover and everything. But it is essentially, from what I can see, it looks like it's a sort of non-fantastical men's adventures. The sort of thing that, I don't know, someone like Len Dayton would write. Those sort of thriller kind of Russian submarine under the water. He's trying to escape. It's crashed. How's he going to get out? Air's limited. One of those type of stories. And then something happens. You're like, oh, right, what happened there? I think it's probably a book I'd read in trade, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a short read, this. Saying that, the backup story is pretty good, actually. There's this sort of boys-esque superhero kind of thing going on in it as well. There's one of the backups, which is in itself another comic, and that's called Hero of the Year. That's quite a nice little front page.
Oh,
Sort of
that's
people
cool,
sitting
yeah.
in the audience at an award ceremony, all of whom are either aliens or superheroes, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't have much success with the small press books I have picked up recently and lined up to talk about this week. It just weren't firing on all cylinders for me this week. So also, small press people, learn how to spell your. Please learn how to spell it.
Yeah.
Nothing that gets up my nose more.
It's Y-O-U-R.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying you are.
Yeah.
Then it's, what is it, Tony?
It's apostrophe. It's got a little apostrophe RE. So do that, my friends, because otherwise you'll annoy the fuck out of me.
Say, T, on that book, do you think like the half of it basically being the story and the other half being like other titles, do you think that's a bit self-defeating in as much like you've come to that assumption there? We're like, I really like this premise, but I want to read the whole thing, so I'll just get the trade. I'll wait for the trade.
It reeks so much of, sort of the 70s and 80s pulp novels, which I love so much, which were designed to be read on 4 train journeys and then you pick up another one. It smells so much of that kind of storytelling that it kind of defeats the object by you then having to wait for a month to get the next issue almost.
Feels like maybe more contained, just one and you read it.
Yeah.
You don't need any more.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It all goes to the sort of the serial storytelling aspect of our hobby, doesn't it? I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's not bad. Braithwaite's good. He's always good. He did some great stuff for Valiant. I always enjoyed, and Venditti knows generally for me, he's a good writer. Dialogue is realistic. Good stuff. Yeah.
Nice. What a great load of comics for people to check out or put on their wish lists, etc., etc. As we always do on this show, we leave you wanting more or probably wanting less, depending on what we've talked about on that particular week. But we hope you've enjoyed this jaunt into the world of comic chatter. And thank you, Zack, again for joining us.
Cheers, dude. Yeah,
thanks, man.
And
no problem.
Yeah.
Your vital input. If there's anything you want us to talk about on upcoming shows, topics, we're going to be sticking with conventions a little bit, especially next week. So stay tuned. So let us know if you found any of what we said valuable, or if you want to know a bit more. Perhaps you're a creator who's about to table for the first time. And it won't just be us. We'll also put the shout out to lots of other people on the Slack community who, if you want to join that community, is a great group of people there. Get in touch with us, sign up. It's basically like a little forum itself, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
So
it's good.
Zack's on there. So
Kieran Squires is on there.
Yeah.
World's top Frank Miller hater.
Yeah.
He's in the I Hate Frank Miller channel, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's in that
He's
channel.
the only member.
Yeah. Oh my God, the lines are being drawn. But depending on what you want to hear about, there's several different ways you can get in touch with us. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. Follow us on social media @awesomecomicspod on Insta, @theawesomepod on X. Thank you for listening to us, whether it was on the website awesomecomics.podbean.com. On Apple Podcasts, we're on there. Maybe perhaps you listened there on your iPhones or whatever it is that people are using these days. And you can leave a review and helps get algorithms and stuff. This show, I mean, I hate to be like, leave us a nice review, etc. But if you do that, then the show gets out to more. But it really is.
It does, yeah. We don't know how that works, but it does seem to happen.
Yeah.
If we get a couple of reviews, we do get a bump in listeners, don't we?
We don't want to hard sell it because we hate hard sellers. But if you want to support the show, that would be very handy if you're doing something like that.
If you do the old read us on the Substack, that you can restack it. That'd help. We maybe see
that really does as well. Restacking it on there. Yeah.
So we're also on Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What are the networks we on, Tony?
We're on the Pod Network. Hit it with the spoon.
.com.
Yeah.
Although you might need a
Big
VPN
spoon.
for that.
Big serving spoon.
Anyway, Zack, once again, thank you, my friend. What have you got before we sign off? What's upcoming? From you?
So I'm nearly finished, probably about 5 pages from the end of Monkey Witness, which is the follow-up to No Second Chance.
Oh, brilliant.
Is that, you're going to hard copy that as well, yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that'll be out pretty soon.
For those who don't know, I get very excited when Zack has a new book out, and I always go to his website and buy it. And then he always messages me saying, "You're on the Patreon. I'm sending you one anyway. You knob." It tends to be how it goes.
Every time.
No,
Thanks very much.
But,
Pleasure, man.
but where can people go to get your books?
So I suppose Instagram. I think I'm. Oh, I should have really planned, shouldn't I? I think I'm ZW Cahill on Instagram, or Zack Cahill on Patreon. ZackCahill. That's me.
Swear, man.
Nice. Go show him
Get
some
on it.
love. And Tony, where
And you're
can they
doing a
find you?
cover for something coming up as well. We can't
Oh.
really say what.
Oh yeah, DUI. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he said. You're excited by that?
Well, I won't say who. I don't say the subject of the cover yet.
Yes.
Then that'll be
Okay.
that'll be a good reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
exciting though. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Tony, where can they find you?
Neverending.com or Tony EZ on Substack.
Nice. Dan.
Can read Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com, and you can find me on Twitter or Instagram or Patreon.
Or Reddit.
Dan, you just lost it. I could see you
Yeah.
just lost faith in that side off, didn't you?
No,
You're like,
it's just-
back it.
His mind wandered during that, didn't it?
The internet has fucking done me.
Trying to
this
get his
week.
VPN
I'm
to
just
work.
Like, the fucking internet, I just kind of feel like just
And me, man.
fucking
Yeah,
deleting
and
the
me.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's
You
really-
should turn it off. We should just turn it all off.
Yeah,
should.
just turn
You
it
feel
off,
like
man.
deleting the internet.
Yeah.
Have you got
Yeah,
ac-
I
Can you do that?
Yeah. Have you
That
not
big
seen
red
that
internet
crowd?
button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you should put together like a crowdfunder. We get like a big shipping vessel and dive down and just cut that big fucking cable. that
Yeah,
goes
we
across
should.
The Transatlantic.
Yeah. Don't give Vladimir any ideas.
yeah.
Anyway, you can find me on social media at Jester Diablo. Thank you very much for listening, folks. It's been a fun one. We hope you've laughed and discovered some books you want to read. And if you are making a book out there, then let us know about it. We want to read it. There's lots of great stuff out there. And if you're about to do a convention for the first time, we hope it goes really well and you really enjoy it, because that's the main thing. No matter, fuck everyone else, it's your experience, and we hope you enjoy making comics and going to conventions and stuff. Don't worry about the money, we're in it for the love. That's
And
why
the chicks.
and
And the cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything, what are you in
Only
it for,
class
Dan?
A's.
I mean, we've got chicks, cocaine. What's Dan Butcher in it for?
Anal.
The lols.
The lols.
That's even worse than what I said.
Oh dear. From everyone here at ACP Towers, Zach, Tony, Dan and myself, have a brilliant week. Keep reading loads of comics, making loads of comics, and as always, what should the lovely listeners do, guys?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Fucking hell, Dan.
Jesus Christ.
We were all out of sync there, so I had no problem with it.
Like a cappella.